Seniors, let's cut through the noise right now. If you're waking up with less energy down there, it's not just your age talking. The real issue? It's likely what's on your fork within 10 minutes of waking up. I've seen this pattern for over 2 decades, men over 60 struggling with firmness, stamina, and sluggish circulation, not because they're getting older, but because of one silent mistake they make every single morning. And chances are, you're making it too. Here's what shocks most of my patients. Your breakfast is either building blood flow to the groin or quietly choking it off day after day. It sounds simple, but that daily choice adds up, and not in a good way. Even more surprising, there's one food, overlooked by nearly everyone, that could completely flip the script. It's affordable, it's probably already in your kitchen, and when used the right way, it can help reignite strength where it matters most. But almost no one is talking about it. Why? Because it doesn't come in a pill bottle. It doesn't make big pharma billions. And yet, it can unlock something your body has known how to do since the beginning: heal and restore itself. So if you're tired of watching your confidence fade with the morning light, you're not alone. And you're not out of options. Stick with me, because today we're diving deep into the first of 4 powerful foods that can rebuild circulation, reactivate smooth muscle function, and bring your mornings back to life. And food number 3? That one's so fast-acting, some men feel the shift in under a week. But more on that later. Here's the truth most men never hear. By the time you hit your 60s, your body isn't just aging, it's reacting to years of missed signals. And the biggest one? What you eat right after waking up. It's not that breakfast is bad, it's that most men either skip it, rush it, or worse, fill it with foods that flatline their circulation before the day even starts. That slice of toast, the sugary cereal, the just coffee routine, those might feel harmless. But every time you reach for something quick and empty, you're quietly starving your blood vessels of the exact nutrients they need to stay open, elastic, and oxygen-rich. And without healthy blood flow, everything from your legs to your groin suffers. You might feel it as morning stiffness that never shows up, or that dead leg fatigue halfway through the day. You might chalk it up to getting older, but it's not just age. It's strategy. Because breakfast isn't just a meal. At your stage in life, it's medicine or poison. And for 99% of senior men, it's been the wrong prescription for years. But once you understand how just one smart change can flip your body's circulation switch back on, everything starts to shift, without pills, without pressure, and without side effects. So what does that first powerful food look like? It's not trendy. It's not exotic. But it delivers more nitric oxide supporting nutrients than most so-called supplements, and it does it naturally. Let's break it down, because what happens next is where most men start feeling the change. Now here's where things get interesting. Imagine this, a simple, ordinary food, something you've probably walked past in the grocery store 100 times without a second thought, is actually one of the most powerful circulation-supporting tools nature has ever created. It's not fancy. It's not expensive. And it doesn't come with a loud marketing campaign or a flashy label promising miracles. In fact, most men over 60 overlook it completely, assuming it's just another boring side dish. But used correctly, it can help open up your arteries, restore blood flow to the pelvic region, and support the kind of masculine strength you thought was gone for good. This one food contains a rare combination of natural compounds that support your body's ability to produce and protect nitric oxide, the molecule responsible for relaxing blood vessels and sending oxygen-rich blood exactly where it needs to go. Think of nitric oxide like nature's switch for circulation. When it's flowing freely, you feel it: warmer hands and feet, more energy, better response in the bedroom. When it's not, everything feels a little slower, a little heavier, a little less alive. Here's the kicker: your body wants to make nitric oxide. But after 60, it just needs better building blocks. And this overlooked food provides them in spades. It's sitting in your kitchen right now, or at the very least, it's just one grocery trip away. And when my patients start adding it to their morning routine, the results are often faster and more noticeable than any over-the-counter product they've tried. So what is it? We'll get there. But first, let's meet the doctor who's been helping men like you unlock these results for over 2 decades, and who's seen firsthand what this one change can do for energy, confidence, and circulation. This isn't just theory. This is the kind of insight that comes from the front lines, because for over 20 years, Dr. Laura Berman has helped thousands of men over 60 overcome the exact same struggles you might be facing right now. And she's not about gimmicks, fads, or trendy health hacks. Dr. Berman is a men's health specialist who spent 2 decades studying the real-life causes of age-related decline, and more importantly, what actually works to reverse it. In her clinic, she started noticing a strange but undeniable pattern: men who improved their breakfast habits, specifically those who added this one forgotten food, began reporting surprising changes. Less fatigue in their legs, fewer nighttime cramps, stronger, more reliable mornings. And it wasn't random. There was a clear, scientific explanation. What Dr. Berman discovered is that the first meal of the day acts like a metabolic ignition switch, especially in aging men. And when you fuel that switch with the right nutrients, your body doesn't just wake up. It turns on systems you thought were long gone. We're talking about improved blood flow, smoother tissue elasticity, and most of all, confidence. Because when circulation returns, everything else follows. No prescriptions. No side effects. Just your body doing what it was designed to do, with the right support. Dr. Berman's work has since helped reshape how senior men think about food, not just as fuel, but as a powerful, natural tool for reclaiming their edge. And now, she's sharing the exact foods she recommends to her private clients, starting with the one that's probably already in your kitchen right now. Now here's a question no one in a white coat will ask you. If a simple food could restore the kind of blood flow your body used to generate effortlessly, why haven't you heard more about it? The answer's not complicated. It's inconvenient for them. Because there's no money in beans. No billion-dollar ad campaigns for Whole Foods. And certainly no recurring prescription fees when your body starts healing itself from the inside out. Big Pharma isn't in the business of fixing root causes. It's in the business of managing symptoms on repeat. That little blue pill? It's not a cure. It's a crutch. A short-term fix that works on the surface while ignoring the real issue buried in your arteries, your tissue, and your daily routine. Dr. Berman has seen it all. Men who come in defeated, convinced their only option is a stronger dose or a riskier prescription. But once they start shifting just 1 or 2 habits, especially at breakfast, things begin to change. Naturally, predictably, powerfully. That's what makes this first food so disruptive. It doesn't just mimic what your body should be doing, it helps your body do it again. For real. And when you support circulation from the inside, you're not just addressing a symptom. You're restoring function, one meal at a time. So let's stop pretending that age is the enemy. The real threat is the story you've been sold, that your best days are behind you, and only a bottle can bring them back. The truth? A spoonful of the right food can start rebuilding what years of silent damage tried to take away. Ready to meet it? So here's the good news, you're not stuck. Because there isn't just one food that can help restore your circulation and confidence, there are 4. Each one works on a different level, and together, they create a natural support system for your blood vessels, your pelvic tissue, and yes, your morning strength. They don't come with side effects. They don't need a prescription. And they work with your body, not against it. Some support nitric oxide production. Others reduce inflammation that clogs up your flow. A few help clear out artery buildup that's been building silently for decades. But out of all 4, one stands out, and that's the one we're about to focus on first. Why? Because my patients say it works faster than anything else they've tried. Some report noticeable changes in their energy, their circulation, and even their firmness in under a week. Not months, not years. Just a few strategic changes, and the lights start turning back on one morning at a time. And no, it's not a supplement. It's not some obscure route from halfway around the world. It's something you can buy for under $1, prepare in under 5 minutes, and start seeing results within days if you use it the right way. This overlooked powerhouse delivers the exact raw materials your blood vessels are desperate for, and it's been sitting quietly in your pantry all along. Let's break it down and reveal exactly why this forgotten food could become the most powerful part of your morning routine. So what's the food that's quietly changing everything for men over 60? Black beans. Yes, those humble, unassuming leggings that most guys only think about during taco night just happen to be one of the most effective, science-backed foods for restoring healthy blood flow to the places that matter most. And here's why. Black beans are packed with 3 critical nutrients your body needs to turn the lights back on below the belt: L-arginine, magnesium, and anthocyanins. Let's start with L-arginine, an amino acid your body uses to produce nitric oxide. That's the compound that tells your blood vessels to relax and expand, so oxygen-rich blood can flow freely through the pelvic region. When blood can't reach that area in full force, you feel it, whether it's weaker firmness, cold hands and feet, or that sluggish, low-energy feeling in your legs. And after 60, your body's natural nitric oxide production takes a nosedive unless you feed it the right raw materials. That's where black beans come in. Just 2 tablespoons a few times a week can provide more circulation support than some over-the-counter supplements. Next, let's talk magnesium. This mineral isn't just about muscle cramps. It plays a major role in maintaining healthy arteries and regulating blood pressure. Low magnesium means stiffer blood vessels, less elasticity, and more resistance where you need smooth flow. Then there's the anthocyanins, a powerful class of antioxidants that help cool down inflammation. Inflammation is like sludge in your bloodstream. It gums up the works, blocks flow, and puts strain on your cardiovascular system. Anthocyanins help combat chaos, giving nitric oxide a clear path to do its job, open up your blood vessels and send circulation exactly where it's needed most. The result? Improved energy, warmer extremities, and for many men, more dependable mornings, with less frustration and more confidence. And we haven't even gotten to the fiber and cholesterol-clearing benefits yet. Black beans aren't just food. When used right, they're natural medicine, disguised as a simple spoonful of breakfast. You ever notice how your legs feel heavier than they used to? Or how your feet are always cold, no matter the season? Maybe mornings feel quiet, in all the ways you don't want them to. Most guys chalk that up to aging. But those aren't just signs of getting older, they're red flags that your circulation is slowing down. When blood can't flow freely to your lower body, especially the pelvic region, your muscles start getting starved of oxygen. That leads to leg cramps at night, weak morning energy, and that frustrating lack of response when intimacy is on the table. But here's what most men don't realize: this decline isn't permanent. It's a signal, and it's something you can respond to. Because black beans don't just boost nitric oxide. They go deeper. They supply soluble fiber, the kind that helps sweep excess LDL cholesterol out of your system. Why does that matter? Because that bad cholesterol is the stuff that sticks to your artery walls, narrowing the path your blood has to travel through. The tighter those paths, the less room blood has to flow where it needs to, especially when you need it most. When you reduce that buildup, blood moves more easily. When blood moves more easily, your extremities feel warmer. Your legs feel lighter. And your body starts responding the way it used to, without pills, without waiting, without disappointment. So if your mornings have been quiet, if your feet have been colder, if your confidence feels like it's shrinking by the month, it might be time to stop blaming your age and start feeding your body what it's been missing all along. Now, if you're sitting there thinking, wait, beans? Aren't those just gas bombs in a can? You are not alone. That's one of the biggest myths I hear from men who've avoided legumes their whole life, usually because of one bad experience or something they read online. But here's the truth: when prepared properly, black beans are gentle on your gut and incredibly powerful for your health. The trick is in the prep. Soak them overnight. This helps break down oligosaccharides, the complex sugars that tend to cause gas. Rinse them well, especially if you're using canned beans. And if you're starting from scratch, consider a pressure cooker, which makes them even easier to digest. What you get is a smooth, fiber-rich food that's been stripped of most of its irritating compounds, leaving behind everything your blood vessels need and nothing they don't. And here's the kicker: nutritionally, black beans are more complete than most protein bars you'll find at the store. They're rich in amino acids, packed with antioxidants, and free from the artificial junk and sugar spikes you get from energy foods. They also contain ferulic acid and caffeic acid, natural compounds that protect your blood vessels from oxidative stress. That's the kind of cellular damage that builds up over time and makes everything from circulation to recovery slower and harder. By protecting your nitric oxide and preserving arterial health, these compounds help extend the benefits you're already starting to feel. So no, black beans aren't just filler carbs. They're smart fuel. They're circulation medicine in disguise. And when used right, they're one of the cheapest, easiest ways to start waking your body up again without a single side effect. Still skeptical? That's fair. But let's talk about science, specifically a groundbreaking study from Dr. D. Fonca Hernandez, a respected vascular researcher who's been diving deep into natural ways to restore blood flow in aging men. In a recent publication that's been making waves in men's health circles, Dr. Hernandez revealed something most doctors aren't talking about. Just 2 tablespoons of black beans per day, properly prepared and consistently consumed, can boost nitric oxide levels to amounts comparable to low-dose prescription vasodilators. Let that sink in. That means the same biological effect drug companies charge hundreds of dollars for can be sparked by something that costs less than $1 and lives quietly on your grocery shelf. How? Because black beans deliver L-arginine in a naturally absorbable form. But they don't stop there. They also contain the compounds needed to protect and activate nitric oxide, not just produce it. It's not about flooding your body with one magic ingredient. It's about supporting the full system: production, activation, and preservation. And black beans check all 3 boxes. That's why patients in Dr. Berman's clinic and men following Dr. Hernandez's protocol often feel a shift within weeks. Not just in blood flow, but in confidence, clarity, and control. And let's be clear, this isn't about replacing your doctor. It's about giving your body the tools it's been missing and watching what happens when you finally stop working against yourself. The real miracle isn't in the pill bottle. It's in your kitchen. And now, you know what to do with it. By now, it's clear, black beans are more than just a side dish. They're a full-body upgrade hiding in plain sight. Because once you start adding them to your routine, you're not just improving blood flow. You're triggering a chain reaction that supports nearly every system responsible for strength, confidence, and long-term health. Let's break it down. First, there's soluble fiber, the kind that binds to LDL cholesterol in your gut and helps remove it from your body before it ever clogs your arteries. Lower LDL means cleaner blood vessels, which means less resistance when your heart tries to push blood to your legs and below the belt. That same fiber helps stabilize your blood sugar, which means no more crashing at 10 a.m. or needing a nap before lunch. Steady energy equals stronger metabolism equals better hormone function. Then there's the antioxidant arsenal, like anthocyanins, ferulic acid, and caffeic acid. These natural compounds don't just reduce inflammation, they protect your endothelial lining, the delicate inner surface of your blood vessels. Why does that matter? Because when your endothelium is damaged by years of poor diet, high blood pressure, or stress, nitric oxide can't do its job. Blood vessels become stiff. Flow becomes restricted. And that leads to the kinds of problems most men would rather avoid and usually don't talk about. Black beans help heal that lining, allowing nitric oxide to move freely and reach the tissues where it can actually make a difference. And it doesn't stop there. These same nutrients support pelvic muscle strength, helping restore the tone and function of the smooth muscle tissue responsible for holding firmness in place when it matters most. We're not talking about vague wellness here. We're talking tangible improvements, more energy, fewer cramps, stronger response, and for many men, a return to mornings that feel normal again. That's not a small win. That's a turning point. Let me tell you about Dennis. Dennis is 68, a retired school teacher from Tucson. Great guy, loved by his grandkids, always had a quick joke. But behind the scenes, Dennis had been quietly dealing with something he didn't want to admit out loud. He told me, "Doc, I just don't feel like myself anymore. I've got no gas in the tank. My mornings are flat. And don't even ask about the bedroom, it's embarrassing." He'd tried pills. Twice. The side effects scared him off. What he wanted wasn't a chemical fix. He wanted to feel normal again, naturally. So, I asked him to try something simple. 1/4 cup of black beans, 3 times a week, stirred into his oatmeal. Nothing fancy. No new routines. Just consistency. Week 1, not much change. Week 2, he noticed his hands and feet didn't feel as cold in the morning. By week 3, he called me with a laugh. "Doc, you're not gonna believe this. I played a full round of golf, walked the whole course, and didn't feel like I needed a nap halfway through." But it wasn't just energy. He said, quietly, "I'm waking up firm again, like clockwork. And for the first time in years, I'm not worried when I go to bed at night." Now that's not magic. That's circulation. That's nitric oxide. That's healing from the inside out. And the most powerful part? It came from a spoonful of something he already had in his pantry. If you're ready to give black beans a shot, here's exactly how to start without any digestive surprises or guesswork. Step 1. Choose your beans wisely. Go for dried black beans if you have the time to prep. Or pick up low-sodium canned black beans. Just make sure there are no added preservatives or sugars. Check the label. Step 2. Rinse thoroughly. Whether dried or canned, rinse your black beans under cold water for at least 30 seconds. This removes up to 75% of the oligosaccharides, the little troublemakers that cause gas and bloating. Step 3. Soak or pressure cook, if using dried. Soak overnight to make them gentler on your gut. Or use a pressure cooker to break down tough fibers fast. Step 4. Start small. Begin with just 2 tablespoons, cooked. That's it. Too much too fast can overwhelm your system, especially if you're not used to fiber-rich foods. Step 5. Time it right. Eat them within 30 minutes of waking up, alongside your breakfast. Why? Because morning is when your body is primed to use nutrients to restore nitric oxide levels and reboot blood flow. Here are some easy ideas. Stir them into warm oatmeal with a touch of cinnamon. Add to a veggie scramble or omelet. Blend into a smoothie with banana and cacao. Yes, really, it's surprisingly delicious. Or simply warm with a drizzle of olive oil and sea salt. Bonus tip, add a small squeeze of lemon or apple cider vinegar. The acidity enhances nutrient absorption and can further ease digestion. And just like that, you've got a circulation-boosting breakfast weapon without pills, powders, or weird hacks. Now that you know how to use it, let's talk about what happens inside your body when you stick with it. So, what actually happens once you start adding black beans to your morning routine? Let's break it down week by week. Week 1, nitric oxide levels begin to rise. Those 2 tablespoons of black beans give your body L-arginine, the critical amino acid that triggers nitric oxide production. This compound signals your blood vessels to relax and expand, allowing more oxygen-rich blood to flow, especially to the pelvic region. Early signs? warmer hands and feet, less stiffness in your thighs, stronger morning firmness. This isn't a magic pill, it's your own biology waking up. Week 2, inflammation starts to cool down. Black beans are rich in anthocyanins, which help reduce chronic inflammation in the lining of your blood vessels. That means your nitric oxide isn't just produced, it actually gets to where it's needed, instead of being blocked by inflamed tissues. You may notice less pressure in your legs when standing, fewer nighttime cramps, better stamina during walks or light workouts. Week 3, cholesterol and arterial health improve. The soluble fiber in black beans starts working like a magnet, grabbing excess LDL cholesterol and pulling it out of your system. This leads to cleaner arteries, which means less resistance and stronger blood flow across your entire lower body. Some men also report reduced blood pressure, easier movement and mobility, stronger, more reliable intimacy. Week 4 and beyond, deep vascular repair plus hormone support. Here's where it gets exciting. Black beans also contain ferulic acid and caffeic acid, two plant-based compounds that shield your blood vessels from oxidative damage. That's like putting armor around your arteries, so the nitric oxide you're making actually sticks around and works longer. At the same time, better circulation improves testicular blood flow, which helps support natural testosterone regulation. That's when you feel it. More energy, better mood, more confidence, a sense of youth returning, not just in your body, but in your mind. This is what I've seen in patient after patient. It's not just stronger blood flow, it's a return to yourself. And it all starts with food your body understands.